Hello, everybody, and welcome to Expansion Network. It's this very magic moment in the week that everybody looks forward to. This is episode number 67 of the Ask Julius Show, this amazing show in which our incredible audience asks questions, those questions that they never dared to ask or they never thought that could be asked to Julius and their group of entities. So thank you so much for being with us today. As you know, we had to skip, unfortunately, for, we would say reasons of force majeure last week, but here we are, super excited. We were just having a little chit chat with Casey. Things are going amazing. We are so happy to be here, and the future for the show, for ourselves, for the network, and for you guys is just outstanding. How are you, Casey?
Fantastic. Yes, I want to apologize. I was literally in transition last week, moving to Georgia. Just had a few glitches and disruptions, just wasn't going to be able to make the show. Angel also was blessed with some busyness as well, just wasn't in alignment. We know you guys understand. But yes, we always look forward to Thursdays. It's like magical Thursdays, right? It's such a great day. And Angel, this morning, you have that incredible show that you were played this morning, on Facebook. And I want to encourage everybody to take a look at that as well on the Expansion Network, obviously on Expansion Network's Facebook page, and even Expand with Julius. We list that other show. It's powerful, powerful show, powerful information. And yes, it's in Spanish, but here's what's really interesting. I'm just going to throw this out there just for the fun of it. Okay. I have a beautiful, beautiful, magnificent sister-in-law who's from Mexico. And when she was 17, she came to the US, did not speak a word of Spanish. Of English. She taught herself English by watching soap operas. Spanish is such an easy language. I'm telling you that even if you don't speak Spanish and you watch the show, you're gonna get a sense of the content, of the energy. It's kind of interesting, especially if you set your intention. I swear, Julius says, energy is universal. And it's sometimes really just fun to get your brain open, to get your energy field open and experiment with something like that. And this type of show is perfect platform for you to do that because it's powerful energy. It's Angel Rainbow. It's powerful energy, and just going to challenge everybody to get out of their comfort zone and watch this show.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. By the way, as you know, Casey has already, got us accustomed to seeing those amazing backdrops and backgrounds. By the way, this is just beautiful. I have forgotten many times to actually shout out and give you really all the recognition that it deserves to all the, not only to the backdrops that you have, but also every single time that we announce some sort of activity or some sort of workshop, the visuals are just amazing. And today is not an exception. I'm going to show the visuals because obviously we have a special for you today. You can start scanning this QR code on the top left corner of the screen, and you will see what I'm talking about. As you know, in the middle of the show, we talk about this special sale or special workshop that we are running every single week, and today is not an exception. Again, by the way, I was just showing some comments. As you know, I am overlaying the questions, in this case from Karen T. is asking if I'd like to ask about insights about my health challenges. You can ask whatever you feel like doing it. You are in a safe environment here. Everybody is loving, caring, respectful. So do not worry at all. You can ask whatever you feel comfortable. You can explain any situations. We have had people explaining really very confidential, private, intimate circumstances, and Julius never refuses to answer. So it will be a pleasure to help you, Karen, so that you know, okay? All right, so as I always do in the beginning of the show, I become myself a little bit smaller because we want Julius and Casey to have the main part of the stage. Okay, and yeah, Spanish Julius saying, hello everyone, thank you for joining us. Absolutely. Thank you everybody who's here today. And what I'm going to do meanwhile, while Karen actually sends her question, I'm going to open the questions that we have online. Because remember, besides the questions that you ask online while you are in the show live, we have a lot of questions that are being sent over the week to the following email address, which is support, SUPPORT, at expandwithjulius.com. Support at expandwithjulius.com. All right, so I'm going to go to that list of questions, okay? That list of questions, which is here. And the question that I have to ask today comes from JC Day Lee Q. I meant if Earth is flat. He's asking, it is a big debate going on between pastors, flat Earth theory. Are we moving? How does the ocean water stay leveled? That is JC Daily Q question. And that's the first question from today's show.
Yeah. So, Master, we do not support the flat Earth theory. We're just telling you it just does not fit into the scheme of sacred geometrical patterns. It doesn't fit into any of the constructs of how magnetic pole would work efficiently and effectively with the Earth. But what feels true for you, you're going to lean into it being true for you, and it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. What most people don't do is they don't go to the broader construct of that question, the much broader construct of that question. So we're going to tell you a couple of extraordinary, expansive truths. The truth is, Master, it's actually not here at all. Everything is a hologram. You're a hologram. The Earth is a hologram. Nothing's real. It's just energy projection. It is particles of matter that have more space between them than density. And the truth is, nothing's actually here. That's the highest truth. So if you want to wrap your head around that, you can. But if that's too much for you and you don't want that answer, we're going to tell you that the Earth ship, the hologram of the Earth ship, has at least 11 different dimensional aspects to it. If there were a flat Earth, it would be a first dimensional aspect version of the Earth. That's what we could tell you. The Earth has all different types of dimensional density truths about it. Each division and each dimension has its own version of Earthship that it's working upon and within. The Earthship is a little on the oblong side. It is not perfectly round. It is a little bit of an oblong, which has something to do with the way it rotates and oscillates. It oscillates in your universe. It does not just spin on an axis and rotate. It actually oscillates. All of the planets do. They literally oscillate like atoms, So does the moon, so does the sun. You can wrap your head around that if you want to. We don't really care whether you do or not. But here's our question back to you, Master. When you are getting information, the other thing we would tell you is it's way larger than what people perceive. That's why you can't see over curvature. You would literally have to be 500 miles up from the Earth in order to be able to experience the curvature. So all the pilots that are being paid to tell you that there's no curvature, they have no idea what they're speaking of. But anyway, when you are getting information, because everybody is getting information, and mostly the information that people are getting is that the information that they've had is a lie, okay? So then they're jumping all over the place to different theories and different possibilities, which is amazing and wonderful. What we really want this to be doing for you, Masters, is just simply expanding you for other possibilities. Stop getting fixed on a singular truth. That's what this is supposed to be showing you. That's what this is supposed to be showing you. There is no singular truth. Each embodied being has a different perspective. Their truth is their reality. Everybody else's truths are their realities as well. There really is no right and wrong, and there's no such thing as only one singular truth other than you are source. That is the truth. But when you are listening to Information Master flooding you, and they're flooding you with it, and they're flooding you with it, you ask yourself two questions. How does this information serve my highest version of myself on my conscious journey? And how does it help me love myself? Those are the two questions to ask. And if there isn't an answer coming from that information for either one of those two questions, don't spend any time in it.
All right, thank you so much. As you have seen, I have been also showing some messages from our friends who are getting into our show again. Nice to see you, Stacy. Obviously, one of the most frequent flyers of this Earthship, alongside Angel Wings. Amanda, great to see you. Also, we love you all. And Stacy already has a question. Cheryl is also here. Hello, my dear friend. How are you? Thank you for being here, Cheryl. It's a pleasure to have you as well. Okay, so let's ask Stacy's question. Julius, I find myself more than often preferring to be alone. That sounds familiar. Stemming from either trust issues, expectations of being heard, or because ultimately I know I can really only count on myself. That's an epiphany. I wonder if these are actually disempowering beliefs disguised as empowerment. Thank you. Love to all. Great question, Stacey.
It is a great question, Master, and you're amazing. And thank you for asking that question, because it's coming up quite a lot for everybody. It truly is, Master, that you are recognizing that unfortunately the majority of the Earthship is in an extremely low state of consciousness and vibrating at an extremely low vibration. We're going to support that 97% of humanity, versions of organic humans here on this Earthship, are a very low consciousness, deeply seated in fear, deeply seated in judgment, deeply seated in brutalities and violences and jealousies and not wanting well for people. And that's what you're picking up on. And it's not a judgment, it's a truth. It's a truth. So as you venture out into society and into the masses, you're picking up on the majority of that energy. And it is a struggle. It is a challenge. We don't want you to completely isolate yourself, because you did descend yourself onto this Earthship to interact, to find your tribe, to sit in a fabulous resonance for which you can utilize your friendships and relationships for your expansion. But discernment is necessary. Discernment without judgment. Let's speak about that. Master, judgment is when you judge a truth as good or bad, versus discernment is simply recognizing the truth of something. For instance, you may recognize that somebody is extremely low vibration. That's not a judgment, that's a truth. If you were to imply that that is a bad thing, that they're low vibration, then that's a judgment. But if you don't judge simply the truth that is presented in front of you, that's just discernment. That's just discernment. High consciousness beings are always acting with high discernment as to where they spend their energy, where they spend their intention, where they spend their focus. It is time for everybody to pull away a little bit from the massive saturation of fear-based energy frequency and stay balanced. Find your equilibrium. We call that staying centered amidst distractions. So we support you in this, but we don't want you to completely disconnect. We want you to stay connected with us, as well as there are incredible people out there. So lean in that direction. Anytime, Master, you go on a conscious journey, you're going to lose people. You just are. We actually love that. We call it taking the trash, taking itself out. We kind of love that for everybody. So don't feel bad. Don't feel strange. Feel supported. Feel loved, Master. Use your discernment and always make sure that you are doing things for self-care and self-love, and always show compassion and empathy for others.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next question. I'm sure that this answer has helped a lot of people, a lot of us here in this Earthship. Exactly. You are very welcome, Stacy. We love you too. All right. So the next question actually is an offline question as well from Sony, our friend Sony, who's always with us with great questions. It's a long one, but I'm going to read it all. Okay. So it has a few questions, but all referring to the same subject matter. So here I go. My question, as you know, I have several monitors here. My question is about the Northern Light Aurora Borealis. As you remember, back in May, we had that lights that have been observed all over the world recently. Were they natural or have been artificially made? Also, a couple of days ago, I witnessed a strange phenomenon. It was pouring rain around 8:30 p.m., and all of a sudden, stunning red and orange lights appeared in the sky. It was breathtaking beauty in the rain, even the rainbow started. Never seen something like that, even close. And I'm curious about that too, with gratitude and blessings for you all. Thank you, Sony.
Well, we will say, we're going to go back to saying what we said just a couple of questions ago. None of it's real, Master. None of it's real. You're living in a hologram. You're living in a hologram. So what are you calling real and what are you calling fake? Okay. What we can tell you is this. You have been hidden from a lot of things that have been going on that are now showing themselves. There's also a whole lot of activity that's going on in your atmosphere. There's all kinds of technology that's being dropped and exposed in your atmosphere. And there's also portals and interdimensional gateways that are opening and closing in front of you. You're literally starting to see a whole lot more of the alien action and movement in your atmospheric conditions, and also this. So your transportation devices are very old and very ancient, and the newer technology transportation devices have been hidden from you for a very long time, and they're starting to come out and they're starting to expose themselves. So traditionally, when you see lights in your atmosphere, a lot of you would either say, oh, that's an airplane, or that's a helicopter, or maybe it's a spaceship of some sort. Well, your governments have amazing transportational devices, amazing ones. And some of those are out and about as well. But there is a lot of activity in the sky. If you go out at night, if you can get yourself isolated into an area where you don't have that light pollution in the evening time, or you don't have the haze that's been created in your atmosphere so you can't see what's going on, there's a lot going on. There is a lot of space travel in your universe, in your skylines. There is a lot. So the lights are amazing. Most of them are natural, but everything's a hologram, Master. Everything's a hologram. So this gets the mind going in a little bit different, strange places, okay? We're going to have you go back to what we said just a little while ago. When you see these things, Master, how do they make you feel? How do they make you feel? Do they get you excited? Do they get you enthusiastic? Do you feel like you're in alignment with them? Do the colorations themselves ignite curiosity and creativity? Then who cares where they came from, right? Use everything for the positive. Use everything to activate your conscious awareness state and find joy in every moment, in every moment. We're going to support that as the constructs of that which has imprisoned you for such a long time continue to get torn down. You're going to see amazing things. You're going to see amazing things. It is so cool. You're really going to get inspired. And a lot of people are going to be in denial about it. And that's perfectly fine. Master, find your joy. Find your joy no matter what. Remember, nothing's real. Nothing physical is real. So play. in the aspect of whatever it's presenting itself to you, and find your joy, find your love, and always let it inspire you to know and be more.
Thank you so much. That was quite an answer too. All right. So actually, I was just posting this live as well. Angel Wings Amanda said, I feel you, Stacy. I've had two real like-minded my friends my whole life, as I find the energies around me too much. Even as a child, that's why I'm here. Like-minded people. I am an empath. Much love. And Ayla Word, by the way, who is our friend that we have been co-sharing many Spanish-speaking shows, is here saying, what a powerful message, enjoy everything, absolutely, you bet. Ayla, great to have you here. All right, so let's go to this question that I'm really eager to ask as well. It comes from, hold on, where is the lead? So the lead saying, hello everyone, one question is Julian Assange controlled opposition? Is Julian Assange controlled opposition? As you know, is the founder of WikiLeaks that has been actually released from jail just a few hours ago.
Well, what if we told you there's more than one? Just like there's more than one Elon, more than one Trump. There's more than one playing out different roles. They're different ones on different sides. They're presenting different storylines for disclosure, for information for disclosure. Julian Assange, the actual one, has been very safe and very tucked away. The story that's been out there has been very powerful and used to help awaken and be aware. And now there's different versions of stand-ins and actors that will play him as more and more information comes out. That's going on a lot in front of you, a lot, okay? A lot, right? Come back and ask yourself these questions. What does this do for me? What is it showing me? How can I see this from a different angle? What is the purpose of this? Go broader, masters. Go broader, go broader, go broader. Know this. Whatever they're putting in front of you is barely the truth at best. Barely the truth at best. So take out of it what serves you. And here's the other thing that's amazing. We said earlier in this program, there is no right or wrong. Everybody has their version of truth. There's high frequency truth. There's low frequency truth. That's the truth. Go to high frequency, masters. Go to high frequency, okay? Take every bit of content and say, what would love do with this? What will love do next? Because I am love, what will I do with it? That's your job. And you share that and you spread that, and all will be well, masters. We're in a deeply transitional aspect right now. Deeply transitional aspect. And the illusion is doing a partial collapse for you, including the information. Remember, all the information that's putting out to you is hugely censored. Hugely censored. Even the so-called good information. So, masters, please don't put your heart and soul 100% into anything that you're hearing, except from us, of course, and except, of course, from what your own soul and mastery is telling you and supporting you and helping you feel safe. Stay in love with that information. You are source. You cannot be harmed. It's an amazing time to be here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. So there's a huge, long, super duper long question here. All right. Let me see if I can read it before I post it, and then maybe it's going to show the whole thing. Let me see if it shows yeah, it shows you. All right. So from Charity Thornton, Julius, I've had my nephew for about 7 months now. He's 11 years old and truly a beautiful, kind-hearted kid. But he has been through 2 years of immense trauma. He was put in psych wards, fed psychomeds, left in jails, and etc. Since being with me, I have got him off all the medicine, drastically changed his diet, got rid of the electronics, and taught him how to meditate and work out. Oh my God. Kudos to you.
Just stop right there for just a moment. Just stop right there. Thank you. Continue.
He has improved tremendously. And I've just learned about the chlorine dioxide from you all, and I've ordered it as well. I've been trying to teach him that he is source and so is everyone else. So to have love, forgiveness, and compassion in his heart. I want to know what other things might I need to incorporate, teach him, to help him on his journey to expand his consciousness. Are there anything that I can add to this room, like paint colors, certain symbols, and etc., that aid in this as well? Thank you and love you guys. Oh my God, what a story.
We are honored that you feel safe to ask us these questions, Master. You're doing an amazing job. You are an angel on earth for this child. You are his runner. We honor you and we see you. Please know that this is true. The information to continually feed him is how amazing he is, how powerful he is. What makes him amazing and powerful is compassion. Compassion and love for all energy, for all sentience, for he is all of it. Never harm himself, never degrade himself, never dishonor or show bad integrity towards himself. Even if he becomes tempted to do that, walk away and say, this too passes through me. This too passes through me. He needs his mind calm. He needs his mind calm. One of the issues with him is both sides of his brain fire at the same time rather than one or the other. And he's got a lot going on in his head. He can hear voices. He can see things, okay? And he gets massive downloads, and he's been diagnosed as schizophrenic. And it's simply not a truth. If you can assist him and guide him into looking into things with a calm mind, a calm heart, and an open state of compassion and curiosity, you're doing an amazing job. We want to encourage you to keep him off of sugar. Keep him off of sugar as much as you can, Master. It truly erodes and affects the young mind. It also activates violence and anger in young people. Keep him off the sugar. You're going to want to keep him away from dairy, because dairy has growth hormones in it and sugar, and they will mess with his hormones and his body and his brain. You want to support healthy secretion of testosterone for him. So you want to keep him away from growth hormone products, okay? We do recommend sound bath, coloration bath, energy frequency processes, but we do want to support this really strongly from our heart. It would be an amazing thing for you to find a coach or a counselor that can help this young person with the trauma that he has experienced. We would love to assist you with that. If you want to write into support, we could recommend somebody for you. But what we really want you to look for is somebody who is an expert at trauma, somebody who actually has had it themselves. That's what makes it, and it makes them an expert. And somebody who is also on their conscious journey themselves. And they're always going to speak to him about him being an empowered being, about him being source, about him being compassion, and about him being love. If that's out of your scope and out of your realm of finances or possibilities or what you can find, Master, then saturate him with love. But you also must provide some discipline for him as well. He doesn't get to walk around and do anything he wants. Self-practice of love is also self-discipline. You're an amazing being, Master, and so is he. We send our energy and watch over both of you. You are source. He is source. Hold a space of love in your heart.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We are halfway the show. So that means that it's time to talk about the special of the week. As you know, in the top or at the top left corner of the screen, you have been seeing a QR code. All of you that have already put your cameras, the cameras of your cell phones in there, you have already been sent to this wonderful page in here, which is the one that talks about how to upgrade your brain from economy to high performance. Again, as I was saying before, it's amazing. You know, those visuals are always amazing. I mean, honestly, whoever does that on our team is just incredible. We know we have incredible people in our team or beings in our team, but this is just another amazing visual that goes along very well, totally aligned with how to upgrade your brain from economy to high performance. I was reading it. I was, you know, as a frequent flyer of this Earthship and many other Earthships on Earth. I was thinking, okay, so is this workshop going to upgrade me from economy to business class or to first class? No, this one is going to upgrade us to high performance. Please, Casey, tell us all about this incredible how to upgrade our brain from economy to high performance, if you were so kind.
Thank you for that. So, you know, aside from this show, we also do other shows, and Julius has the opportunity, you know, to come forward and hit audiences really impactfully on different subject matters. And we were on a show recently, and there was a really short, limited amount of time for Julius to talk. And they got into this concept that I think they just mentioned with everybody, and that is the brain firing simultaneously rather than one side or the other. And so we decided to do a class on that. And Julius is going to come in and talk to everybody about the original way the brain is supposed to operate, how the one side or the other truly limits you, and it makes you programmable. It makes you programmable. So when your brain fires both sides simultaneously, you're less likely to become programmed. And then we had a wonderful student who was in a conversation with us, and we had such a great analogy. We were talking about the new automobiles now that have all these different settings. Like I have a new automobile, and you can do sport, economy, regular, snow, sand, like it's got all of these settings, right? And he was explaining how that takes, you know, an 8-cylinder motor down to a 4-cylinder if you're on economy and da-da-da-da-da. So we were using that analogy with the brain. Our brains have been traveling on eco, only firing at 4 cylinders. We're going to get it into the high performance mode where we're firing on 8 cylinders, right? Going through our conscious journey. So this class is literally going to be about your brain, how it ties into your conscious journey, how to get brain activation going, how to help to eliminate some of your programming and prevent yourself from being programmed in the future. It's going to be a really interesting class, super cool. Going to lead a lot of metaphysical stuff into this conversation, a lot of quantum physics into this conversation, and of course you as main source. So come along with us and have this really, really great conversation with Julius in this class. Okay. Angel, are you there?
Hello. I thought I was already on the screen and I was already explaining so many things. Thank you so much for calling me out. It's just a habit. I don't have the habit of hiding myself anywhere. But anyway, what I was saying is at the bottom of the page, whenever you go and scan this QR code, at the bottom of the page, there's these 4 buttons. Right now, you can only see 3 because we are on top of them. But anyway, the thing is, we would really appreciate if you could go to that page and actually click on share on Facebook, tweet this product, or pin this product, or email this product. Okay, so we would really appreciate it if you do that, because that means that more people will be able to benefit from going from economy to high performance. Thank you so much for always making those courses available in a split second, because you do that really quick, because you have been developing so many things throughout time that you are able to adapt to what the audience need every single day. So that's really, really appreciated, Casey. All right, so let's continue with our wonderful audience and their question. Let me go back to the chat. The question that was getting ahead of myself, because Hilda had already a question, and the question from Hilda B is, in order to help us visualize it, could Julius describe a high or higher level of consciousness 3D society without commodities? what type of physical value exchange would apply, if any? That's a very deep question, Hilda. Thank you.
Yeah. Your gifts become the exchange masters, and that's amazing. That's amazing. Your creativity and your gifts become your tradable commodity, And it's amazing. It's amazing because it simultaneously honors your gifts, your talents, and ideas. And it encourages you to seek your gifts, your creativities, and ideas. The education system will completely change, and it goes more into an apprenticeship program for everybody. And the cool thing is, everyone's creativity has value. Everybody's creativity has value. That becomes your usable, tradable commodity, is your gifts. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And everybody has gifts that they can provide, especially when they stop poisoning your brains and limiting your access to your gifts. Imagine that. Imagine that. Okay. Everybody is valuable. And here, that's the other thing. Because of that system, everyone will see everybody as valuable. Everyone will see everybody as valuable. Even the people who end up gathering the trash for you still on a weekly basis, they're valuable, okay? Everybody moves into honoring, everybody moves into trading, everybody moves into supporting. But this would take a level of consciousness where unity consciousness is recognized and known and felt and demonstrated. And that means it would be completely unleashed within you and in your consciousness field, compassion and empathy and self-love and non-judgment. It is a fifth level of consciousness, not 5D, fifth level of consciousness within the third dimension. And that is very possible. In fact, it actually already exists in some of the other timelines, masters, and you can convert yourself to that in any moment. But the programming has to stop. People need to be encouraged to seek their conscious journey. And it literally means you're ready to get out of all of the lies of limitation that you've been fed and accepted that you're not source, and move into a far more expansive space. That's generally extremely frightening for people. But those of you who have already reached that state are going to help lead that charge. And you're going to show everybody that it is magnificent, not malevolent, bad, manipulative anymore. And it's full of nothing but extraordinary and joy. Yes, it is possible. But in a contributing society, everyone is valued, and that helps to support a high level of consciousness. And that is a truth master.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I always like those, that passion when, Julius gets passionate very often. So this, this is exactly what we need to hear. So let's go to another question. Long question. Lexi Marie, thank you for this beautiful question. And here I go. Okay. So Lexi Marie says, hello, I greet you all with divine love and light. I have a memory, quote unquote, or a small recollection of me driving and a spaceship or drone, hold on, lost it here, of some sort coming above my car. I remember telling myself I was no longer going to be scared and I was going to let them take me. Look at that. Brave girl. I can't remember if my roof opened and they took me, or if it attached to my car and they took me. But that's all I remember. I'm curious if this was just a dream or if this is something that actually happened to me. If so, what was the reason for this encounter? Thank you so much. Sending you divine love and light. Absolutely. Thank you, Alexia Marie, for the question.
Yeah. So first of all, Master, there's no such thing as a dream, and there's no such thing as anything that's real compared to a dream. Okay. Everything's a dream. Everything is a thought state, and everything is an experience. Your brain cannot make up thought. It processes thought and emotion. You can't think of anything that isn't. It's not possible. This is backed up by science. This is backed up by quantum physics. You cannot think of anything that isn't. You can tap into different versions of yourself in different timelines and in different lifetimes, but you're doing it somewhere. Did it happen here in this timeline? Could be. What difference does it make? If you can recall the experience, then it's tangible and real for you, and that's all that matters literally for you. Literally for you. Congratulations on having memory of it, because they tend to wipe memory to not freak you out, to not get you all entangled and stuck in a position that will prevent you from moving progressively into your third dimensional human experience. And so that's a lot of the times, or the reasons why they'll wipe your memories, is to not have interference. The good news is you were not harmed or violated in any way. It truly is acts of exploration. So beings of all sorts are very curious about DNA activation. Your DNA holds the DNA of every form of a physical being in your galaxy. It's the truth. You actually have 3 DNA strands. We're about to come out with a process to help activate the 2 dormant ones for you. That's coming up in a show that we're going to be on next month. We'll talk. You can go to our website and learn about that sometime next month. So there's a curiosity that takes place, and beings that hold other physical form a lot of times are just looking at your DNA strand to see what's active, to see what's not active, and why that is. A lot of times they compare it to their DNA to see what's active and what's not active and why that is. So they do that with all kinds of physical costume beings. But here's the other thing. What if it's your government that did that to you? What if your government is pretending to be off-planet beings and doing this invasive work themselves? That's something for you to think about too.
Thank you. Absolutely provocative questions. All right, yeah, I really like the questions, because it makes you really. It's like when you were asking before, and Julius asks these all the time. That how does that serve me? What does that represent to me? I think this is a very, very powerful question. All right, thank you so much. Let's hide this question. Let's go to the next one. Before going to the second one by Hilda, let me go and ask a question by Greg Nyman Jr. Thank you, Greg, for being here with us again. It's a pleasure to have you. What is the difference between astral traveling and remote viewing?
Remote viewing is commonly a place that is very tangible and real and familiar with you. It is a place where either you've been before, or you could possibly seek information on the location of that. So you can remote view across the world, across the globe. You could remote view into a very dearly loved person, a soulmate connection, if you're familiar with their body, familiar with their presence, possibly literally be familiar with the location for which they are. So remote viewing can a lot of times be a familiar place, or a place that you have seen before, or somebody could show you the location of something, and then you can take that into your brain and you can literally project yourself to that location. Astral travel usually takes you to the astral field. This can be where souls meet in the astral plane, and the astral plane can tend to be chaotic. It can tend to be a very unfamiliar place. It can be a neutral zone for souls to meet when they don't want the distraction or memories flooding them from a particular location. Because sometimes when you visit a familiar place, your journey or your intention can get distracted by the floodgates of memories or emotional activation from that space. So a lot of times when souls want to resolve something or provide information, they'll go to a neutral zone, which a lot of cases becomes the astral projection plane. It's commonly, this is where you go out of body out and above the physical plane and hit the astral plane, which is the thought field for your dimension, where remote viewing usually is still contained within the third dimensional field and the third dimensional holographic reality in a familiar or tangible location. And that's what we will tell you.
All right, thank you so much. I really was wondering the same question myself. So thank you so much, and thank you, Greg. Lexi Marie saying thank you so much. In my original question, it was doing to ask. I was going to ask if it was government or real, not. But I decided to erase it. Thank you so much for the confirmation. Of course, let's go to the next question by Hilda B. In addition of working on raising our level of consciousness individually, what else can we do to help this realm transition into a high consciousness society?
Master, you're not an individual. You're not an individual. By raising your consciousness, you're assisting the unified consciousness stream. Isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
You're not singular and separate. So take your work very seriously. Dive into it with the greatest of intention. Know how extraordinarily powerful you are. Know that your journey touches our journey and our journey touches yours. Isn't that amazing? It is the healing truth of all that is, and all that desire to hold you back from your immense empowered state need to do is convince you that you're alone or that you're singular. Let go of that programming, Master. Let go of it. If they can keep you singular and separate, they can keep you in low frequency, they can keep you contained, and they can keep you controlled, and they can keep you discouraged. Don't do it. You're not an individual, Master. You're not. So your journey is far larger than you could ever imagine. Do it with passion, grace, honor, integrity, compassion. We love you so much. Thank you for expanding us.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's go to the next question by Lexi Marie. It's also a long one. I'm going to read it before I run out of screen. I have found myself truly struggling with my anger. It gets to the point where I feel like I have no control and am not myself. It is a huge concern for me, and I also feel like it's only triggered by certain relationships in my life, whereas though others, no matter what, they wouldn't get that reaction. What can I do? Again, it's a long one. What can I do to learn more about fixing this? When I tried therapy, I didn't feel like they helped me learn where it came from. The only solution was removing those who caused it, but I want to get to where I never ever react like that, no matter if something does happen to me. Where do I dig deep to learn more? Where do I start with learning more self-control? Thank you for being here for us, sending you divine love and light.
So, Master, nobody causes anger. You choose to be angry in response. You're choosing it. That's your truth. Find the empowered truth in that statement and change it. That's what we'll tell you. Your anger is a choice. It's a choice. Period. Okay? Your state of being is a choice. Nobody makes you angry. You choose to be angry in that situation. That's your power. That's your power. Get a handle on your power, Master. You don't need anybody else to fix anything for you. You get to fix yourself, your own perspective. And here's the other thing. You hate yourself. You're angry at yourself. Your projection is your inner world. That is the truth. So you get to practice self-love. Self-love. You're amazing. You're wonderful. Why don't you love yourself, Master? How about focusing on that? How about focusing on how amazing you are, how creative you are, how extraordinary you are? And why don't you get into some extremely healthy practices for yourself? Health and wellness, exercise, creativity, devotion. to calm and reasonable. Dive deep into Qigong, Tai Chi, yoga, meditation, everything about the inward journey, Master. Your solution lies in knowing you are choosing everything. That's amazing. Practicing self-love and practicing calm and reason so you can stay focused and primaried on those truths. We send you love.
Amazing. Let me say something that Casey is not going to say, is not going to say, is not going to talk about, but today there's something really special happening here to you. I mean, I'm feeling this super duper like energy. Really, I think that the place, this is really a very special place, Casey. Take care of it, and it will take care of you. So it's really amazing. Thank you. It's so powerful. Obviously we've known each other for many years now, and we've had 67 shows already of the Ask Julius Show. But today I can feel this extraordinary transformation happening. Thank you so much for being you. All right, so I had to say that before continuing. Thank you so much. Stacy Savage is saying, yes, Amanda, right there with you. We are in this together, and what an awesome community. You bet. And Lexi Marie is saying, thank you so much. And I think this is going to be the last question of the show today. All right, and it's actually going to be again from Hilda B, okay? So Hilda B is asking, while we are in physical form wearing a body that needs food, shelter, and clothing, how do we let go of the perception of neediness?
Great question, Master. Great question. So that is a perception of singular and separate. Singular and separate means that you need things. When you are in unity consciousness, you know that you create all things. That's the truth. So it's a difference, Master, between a low level of consciousness perception versus a high level of consciousness perception. That's the truth. So as you continue to grow your consciousness, you're going to get more and more time spent in a unity consciousness perception, and your neediness will dissolve away. It also goes simultaneously in your practice of the divine aspect of self-empowerment, knowing yourself as source, because as source, you will come to know that you create all that you would ever use. And that need is a programmable aspect of pain and suffering and enslavement. And you will learn to dissolve that programming away from your own self. As you continue to grow your conscious journey, Master, your vibration will grow higher and higher and higher. Need is a byproduct of a fear-based perspective. As you resonate with a love-based vibration, you will not need anything. You will choose what you want to create just for the fun of it and just for the joy of it. And you are on your way, Master. And we are honored to be part of that journey with you.
Awesome. Okay. Obviously, everybody now wants to know the name of this beauty, of this being that you are holding in your arms right now, Casey.
Thank you. So, when I came to my new home that I am living in, my daughter lives very close to me. She's an amazing, amazing soul. To be clear, I want to be my daughter when I grow up. Okay. And she's an incredible animal lover like me. I left my property in Utah and I left animals behind for many reasons. And it was a great heartache for me. And two beautiful baby kittens left homeless in her backyard became mine as a housewarming gift. So this is Cleo, and her twin brother Fig is underneath my meditation chair right now sleeping, and I can't reach for him, but we assure you he looks identical to Cleo. So this is Cleo and Fig, and because they're babies, they're only 4 weeks old, I keep them very close to me, very close to my heart. So they're always in my lap or in my pocket or very close to me right now. So thank you for your tolerance. She was climbing up on me because she wanted some loving, so I wanted to show her to everybody.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. And this is the time of the show in which I go back to my original size. So thank you everybody for being here with us again. Another incredible show. We will never forget show number 67 for many reasons, including Cleo and Fig. And obviously Casey and Julius and their group of entities. Amazing, amazing, powerful questions and responses. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us today. We have enjoyed really this conversation, but without you and your questions, that would never have been possible. Casey, see you next week on show 68, all right?
Sounds great. Everybody have an amazing week. Make it amazing. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Make it amazing. We love you guys. See you soon, okay? Bye-bye.